So it looks like Ben Affleck is finally done with J-Lo for good, and he's coming out to expose all her dirty secrets. But Ben isn't just coming on some he said she said, as he's bringing some hard receipts showing how J-Lo tried to force him into Fr3akOffs. And get this, Ben is also having footage showing J-Lo at Diddy's Fr3akOff parties, and allegedly he's planning to release everything the moment their divorce is finalized. Apparently, it was this Diddy issue that made them split up in the first place, and as y'all know, J-Lo has been facing in some serious backlash over her affiliation with Diddy, and there are even reports that she might get taken into questioning any day now. Well, it looks like Ben isn't trying to stick around and find out if J-Lo is going down with Diddy, but did J-Lo really try to get Ben into one of Diddy's Fr3akOffs? And what does Ben really know about J-Lo's relationship with Diddy? Let's get into it. So Ben is finally confirming the rumors allegedly with the fact that J-Lo is not the woman he thought she was. And it's not been very easy for him at all if you've been following the updates on Diddy's case, and you've probably heard the rumors that J-Lo is being investigated alongside Diddy. The feds recently reopened the infamous 1999 New York City club shooting that changed the lives of everyone involved back in then. J-Lo was in this crazy dramatic relationship with Diddy. She got caught up in Diddy's violent side on a fateful day in December when she was involved in a shooting that took place at a nightclub. So that night, J-Lo, Diddy, and a bunch of other bad boy artists were going out to celebrate the upcoming release of rapper Shyne album. As they were about to leave one of the clubs they were at, Diddy accidentally bumped into a man named Matthew Allen, aka Scar. It resulted in a fight and out of nowhere got fired, hitting and injuring 3 people from of the victims. Anna Ruin later revealed that she saw Diddy carry the fire shots that hit her. They were both
by him and physically. But in this lawsuit, he appears to be a very young producer to me. But he said something very specific. As a means of him, Puffy said, that's why I shot up the club in New York back in 1999 and let Shyne take the fall for it. Let me tell you why that's of utmost importance to me. Because I am the woman who he shot in the face.
He ultimately reached an out-of-court settlement with all the victims. According to Gan Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, that wasn't the end of the story. Shyne was held accountable for the event after Diddy paid witnesses to testify against Shyne.
People was coming to Bad Boy Security, Paul and other people, and said that they were there. So they were giving them the DA's and the lawyer's card and tell them to go make a statement. And some of those people who were making statements, they was making statements against Shyne. Yo, bro, listen to me. Y'all heard it from me, but Shyne said it himself in his interview. You supposed to be my brother, and you got people testifying against me? Those people were testifying, they were brought to Puff first, saying that what they saw against Shyne, what they saw Shyne do. The DA didn't even know those people existed.
Regarding J-Lo, she was exonerated of any charges or required to testify against anyone in court, but the incident permanently damaged her reputation. Despite her best efforts to distance herself from it and rebrand, it still came back to haunt her. Furthermore, when Lil Rod brought her up in his explosive lawsuit against Diddy, the lawsuit asked whether he coerced Lil Rod into doing what he wanted to do by boasting about shooting up the club and getting away with it. The document stated that Mr. Combs admitted to being responsible for the shooting in the New York nightclub with rapper Shyne, revealing the artist and Mr. Combs' girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Lopez. Also known as, there have been rumors that JLA was Diddy's handler, which is why he seemed to respect her more than the other women he dated. J-Lo carried the gun into the club for him and handed it in after he got into a fight with someone else. The next thing we knew, the feds were reopening the 1999 club shooting because they thought that some things were overlooked the first time, especially regarding J-Lo's involvement. If J-Lo was the gun mule for that incident, she would have known much more about Diddy's RICO enterprise than she represented.
Oh, I know that I never seen him with the play fight like he used to do with Kim, because that's how it would start off. He would start off with the play fight, hitting her with pillows and all like that. I guess that love tap, I don't know, I wasn't into that. I've never been into that with women. So he would start off like that, then it would always probably go up to something, a higher level, or where she wanted him to stop playing with her like that because he may have gotten a little too rough for her. But I never seen him do Miss Lopez like that. And when J-Lo was around, I used to always just call her Miss Lopez. He would do the flirtation and like have a lot of girls around and then try to play her like that, but you know, she would check that. And I put in my book one particular night where she was in the we was in the studio and a lot of girls was up there, and J-Lo got, you know, Miss Lopez got mad and she went home and she put on some jeans and sneakers and put her hair back into a little bun and a ponytail, and she came back to the studio and Puff had a new song for her because she was heated and he got rid of all those girls that was in the studio. So he never tried to, you know, straight up, you know, talk to her crazy or anything around people. Never. I never even heard him raise his voice to her.
Okay.
And this is where Ben Affleck came in. According to the source, one of the things that made Ben even more angry with J-Lo was that she was always talking about how much Diddy meant to her, how much she missed him, and how much she loved the rush of dating the original bad boy. It seemed like J-Lo had never moved on from Diddy, and that was a constant source of conflict in their marriage. Despite her best efforts to distance herself from Diddy during their toxic past, their friendship continued to grow, and it became clear that they were still very much involved in each other's lives. In 2020, J-Lo appeared on a live stream with Diddy dancing and smiling as if they were best friends, which apparently did not sit well with Ben at all because J-Lo had given him the impression that she had severed her relationship with Diddy. Based on insider information, Ben felt pressured to live up to J-Lo's idea of what her perfect man should look like, that whole glitz and glamour, the rush and thrill of everything, and poor Ben, he has tried as hard as he could to please his wife when they first got back together. One of the conditions Ben had for Halo allegedly was that she would reduce their media presence and try to live a more low-key lifestyle. However, she later changed his mind and tried to be more understanding and accommodating of J-Lo's needs. In an interview, he said, "Getting back together, I said, listen, one of the things I don't want is a relationship on social media. Then I realized it's not a fair thing to ask. It's sort of like you're going to marry a boat captain and you go, well, I don't like the water." So he tried his best to live up to J-Lo's expectations, but according to insiders, it was never enough for J-Lo, and she couldn't stop comparing him to her exes, especially Diddy. If that wasn't bad enough, J-Lo went ahead to make a whole 3-part project about her and Ben's epic love story. But not only did this put him right back in the spotlight he had tried so hard to avoid, but it also put a serious strain on his kids and his mental health. But did J-Lo care about this? Absolutely not. She just wanted Ben to get up and do press runs with her and be photographed everywhere together. But Ben was not about that life, so he tried to make up for it in different ways. Allegedly, J-Lo started introducing Ben to Fr3akOffs and her swinging and all that freaky stuff, and he felt pressured to join in because he wanted to impress her. But again, that wasn't enough for J-Lo. Word in the streets is that she started trying to spike his drinks, so he will be more engaged in the Fr3akOffs, if you know what I mean. For those of you who don't know, J-Lo launched a cocktail brand called DeLola in April 2023. However, fans were sneering at her because it seems so strange and unexpected, because she has spent a significant portion of her career claiming that she doesn't drink or use alcohol at all. So it seems strange for her to suddenly launch an entire alcohol brand.
So I'm on my way right now. Got up early, left the house early. Let's go sneak out and get some DeLola. We have a few people coming over for the holiday weekend, and I realized that we don't have it. I thought we would, but we don't. So I'm gonna go to the store and get some. Hopefully they have it there. I'm really excited. I love holiday weekends. I love spending time with family and friends and having a little cocktail. You know what? I know that a lot of people have been talking about, like, oh, she doesn't even drink. What's she doing, you know, with a cocktail? And to tell you the truth, That was true.
J-Lo responded to the rumors that she doesn't drink by saying that she hadn't drank for a long time and had only recently begun to enjoy the occasional cocktail over the past few years. It's true, but fans weren't amenable to it and they dragged her through the mud for starting an alcohol brand just to make money from her fans' pockets, because really, who was looking for something Thiola cocktail that she wouldn't even drink?
It's Jennifer Garner to the rescue as she descended on Ben Affleck's home and staged an intervention after her ex apparently fell off the wagon.
Can you guys please do me a favor? Just out of respect. Yes. Can you give some space?
Affleck looked disheveled and upset. His apparent relapse came amid reports he's dating 22-year-old Playboy model Shauna Stanton, and after he was spotted receiving what looked like a delivery of beer and whiskey at his home. The intervention happened here at Ben Affleck's.
J-Lo responded to the rumors that she doesn't drink by saying that she hadn't drank for a long time and had only recently begun to enjoy the occasional cocktail over the past few years. It's true, but fans weren't amenable to it and they dragged her through the mud for starting an alcohol brand just to make money from her fans' pockets, because really, who was looking for something Thiola cocktail that she wouldn't even drink?
His hustle is putting stuff in people's drink. He made a liquor. I mean, that's the illest in the world. That everybody was partying and you don't know what was in that drink. And if he was paused, undercover gay, because I didn't know it. And obviously, if he was knocking men out and they were waking up, he's making somebody gay that doesn't want to be gay. So I'm like, what was in them drinks?
In contrast to you losers who drink to get blacked out and ish-faced, J-Lo claims that she drinks to socialize and have fun. Of course, that didn't make her look any better. On the contrary, it made her appear more conceited and tone-deaf because, first of all, what's the point of starting your own cocktail brand just because you occasionally drink cocktails? And then there's the big elephant in the room. Ben Affleck's issues with alcohol. Ben publicly battled alcoholism for a long time, and it had a significant impact on his life and career. He lost a lot of job opportunities and had to split from Jennifer Garner, his wife and the mother of his children, due to his addiction. He also experienced numerous public relapses where he was unable to function. During one of his relapses, Jen Garner had to stage an intervention. She even allowed him to remain at her guest house while he sobered up.
My daughter was 16, Jay had a show, and my daughter wanted to go. So I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna deprive my daughter. So, I hollered at Jay, sent the kite, and told him I wanted to go to a show with my daughter, and they accommodated me to the fullest. People were really surprised to see me there, took pictures with everybody. But, and again, Emery's my brother, so I would hate to think that he was around like that, pause. But he kept asking me something. That was the first time I had tasted that Douce, and I got ridiculously drunk to the extent, and my daughter and I were talking about this the other day, that I was like, yo, I don't get this drunk. Why am I so drunk? And I ended up, wrestling with Kevin Hart. Nigga got me in a chicken wing. And I remember Vaughn taping. I'm like, yo, why you take?
Would think that with all of these difficulties, J-Lo wouldn't go ahead and create her own alcohol brand while married to a recovering alcoholic. However, after Diddy was exposed for making it hard for people to resist during Fr3akOffs, rumors began to circulate that J-Lo's Tallulah brand might have been a cover for a pump B full of illegal substances, just like he had been doing with his own liquor-branded parties. Dame Dash wanted to spill the beans about how Diddy and Jay-Z use their liquor brands as a pretext to get people to drink alcohol during parties. And when they do, they end up blacked out and wake up the following day with severe injuries from being his hustle.
I'm quite sure they probably called the FBI, gave respect, and a courtesy call of being Affleck. It's a white man who got respect in the white world. I'm quite sure they say, we want to show you some things. It's about your wife. When he sees this that her and Puffy was doing and who they were doing it with, I'm quite sure they gave him those tapes. And I'm quite sure he can never look at her the same. I'm quite sure they headed for divorce. Because, that's a man who had a good life. Great parents, don't spend a lot of money, ain't tripping out paparazzi. He's living his life. He got his own team. She done brought all the extra shit to that motherfucker. He want out. He stay mad in jail, he'd be broke. Instead of just doing movies, he'd be doing Yum Yum Donuts commercials. Next thing he'd be doing Jack in the Box commercials.
And here's the crazy part. Dan claims that he wasn't even trying to drink that much because he was with his daughter, who had just turned 16, but he had one drink and started feeling funny. He later discovered that the drink had been laced with Diddy's Fr3akOffs special, and Jane was about to get oiled up and folded like a red soul. Dane claims that they once tried to force him into Fr3akOffs by giving him a drink with a little extra sauce in it.